you have to remember that, a lot of the times when we grow up, one of our point of references when it comes to referring to life is our childhood and the energies that we was exposed to growing up and being younger. But we may grow up still referring to those same energies within this moment that is the now, aka viewing life through the same lenses of what energies you received when you was a child, or the treatment you received, depending on what type of family you had, depending on what type of circumstance you was born into. You may have created a circumstance where you had a set of experiences that caused you to look at life a particular way. You may have experienced a misfortune in childhood, so sometimes when you grow up, you may just tell yourself that, yeah, my life is misfortunate and that's just it. But there's a script that's being written. There's a script within the subconscious that's regurgitating and repeating itself. That's just basically that old same energy from the past, which may be a form of a trauma and things like that. That's repeating itself in new experiences in the future, based on us not being able to exercise that spiritual esoteric stench from our soul and things like that. And so when we don't know how to detach from substances like that, but we keep adding thoughts and feelings to that trauma, to that paranoia, to that wound, it kind of get bigger and bigger depending on how much energy you put, how much time and energy you put in it, and shit like that. But it's basically just a form that, or just a mechanism, some type of coping mechanism that we have in our lives, not to deal with a certain part of our life and shit like that. Not whether you're not able to organize and orchestrate having associations and being able to be unique within a group structure and shit like that, for the sake of having a guild and shit like that. And that's one thing I struggled with and shit like that. Some people may struggle in the area of showing themselves and creating a type of stage for them to entertain themselves and others and share some type of individuality type energy, aka Leo 5th house. So these are all areas that we have in life, and based on however we built our mind, because we are living inside of a hologram and things of that nature, right? So the group of spirits that you came down to within this dimension, because we got lost from our spiritual family, we came down here based on desires and shit like that. And when we experience these desires, we separate from our true godly natures, and we kind of go into some animalistic nature and shit like that. So depending on what shit we make for ourselves, based on how we built our mind, those are going to be certain challenges we created for ourselves to eventually leave that form. Because all these things, all these darkness, which is basically dullness, dimness, eventually we want to go become aware of something new, right? So you want to be able to take control of your negative habit pattern and not let it spiral out of control, because that's going to make your spirit create a negative situation for you. And then you could have just taken control over that habit pattern, but instead you let the habit pattern take control of you. And since for a lot of people it's normal to fall into the pit, we just normalize falling into the pit. People normalize being average. People normalize a lot of different things, right? AKA generational curses. See, we normalize generational curses, and that's the problem. Instead of going inside of ourselves, doing the heavy shadow work, and just actually removing the what's it called? Let's say the shadow curse. But you know what? It's actually a good word right there. The shadow curse, real shit, because it just be a curse in our shadow, in our yin realm, in our subconscious, that's causing us to act in certain ways consciously that we may not be aware in totality until we see how other people react to it. And then we learn more about, okay, maybe we need to expand a certain area or a certain point of view or a certain area of our life so we can actually begin to experience more. And yeah, it's like life is a dog-eat-dog world, and a lot of people experience negative shit, negative shit, but it's not what you experience, it's how you deal with that shit, right? That's what separates G's, alpha males, and alpha bitches or whatever the fuck, if you're a girl. So it's really about being able to transmute those experiences, because nothing is truly good or bad. Certain experiences may just polarize us to an extreme degree that we may not have necessarily wanted to go into that area, but that polarization will still create some type of neuroplasticity, aka an event that causes you to grow up older and shit like that, and become more self-sufficient and more aware of your environment and shit like that. But all these events use them as a bitch, because we just get so emotionally attached to something that happened to us. We might play the victim role or shit like that. But use all these experiences as a bitch so you can actually grow and shit like that. Meaning, don't get attached to these experiences. These are just spiritual experiments, right? And when you go through these spiritual experiences, you gather data, information, and things like that, and then you can update how you feel, how you see shit and shit like that. So, it'd be all types of shit we can do. But yeah, anyways, I head to sleep right now. Real fucking shit.